So today is January 23rd, 2017, and I am recording this as an act of faith. I keep saying I'm going to record videos. I always feel like God is saying something and I want to tell everybody and never do. And so as an act of faith, I'm going to record this for me. And maybe record some journals from now on for a couple of weeks until I can get my confidence to a level of where I could maybe post it on YouTube. Why not? People do that all the time. And I feel like God is definitely speaking. He's moving, and I'm grateful. And I don't feel like people testify enough. And I just want to tell everybody. Just want to tell everybody. And I think the enemy tells me all types of lies, tells me people don't want to see me, tells me I look crazy, tries to convince me that God doesn't love me, that God isn't real, and I don't know. I journal to remind myself of the days that I know that I know that I know He's real, and there are days that I really, really know. And I journal those days for the days that I don't know at all, and I'm so confused about it, and it's just real life. It's real life that we struggle with these things and we wonder. I've been a Christian for a very long time, and I've seen some very high ups and some very low downs. And I don't know that we get to see that every day. In church, we see the Sunday faces and the smiles, but we don't get to see the everydays of how bad it sucks sometimes, how much it hurts. God's really been challenging me to take those hurts, those low lows, and bring it to Him. And it's been calling me to do it for a while, but fear has been an issue. But the other day, I was really sad, and had every idea of how I wanted to fix it. I always have all types of ideas of how I feel like I can fix my sadness. I've been doing that for a really long time, and it barely works. So I figured I would give God a try. So I sat down and I wrote in my journal, which is crucial to my life right now. I've been journaling for about 6 or 7 years. I have a journal for almost every year since 2006. I can see in those journals my growth, how God has changed me, how I hear Him differently, how I'm walking closer to Him. So on days when I feel like I'm not doing well, I can look back and see how far I've come and be grateful. So those journals are major for me. I can see where God has spoken to me, where I prayed and cried for things that I thought I would never have. Then I can look back and see where they manifested and I almost missed it. And that happens all the time, where God just shows up and we miss it. So anyway, I went to my journal and I just poured out all my sadness, and I was like, God, you asked me for this. Here it is. Now what? Just put the ball in His court. And I had all these questions about my relationships right now. I've just been in a really lonely space and wanting companionship in a way that God is not allowing right now. And I was sad. And I wrote in my journal, poured it all out, and God led me to YouTube. And Andy Stanley, a preacher I haven't watched in years, just popped up on my YouTube feed. He was doing a sermon called A Bowl of Stew. And I've heard that. I knew it right away when I saw it. It was going to be about Jacob and Esau. But I felt like God led me there. So I watched the whole thing, and he answered every question in my journal. And I knew God was speaking to me. It was huge for me. The main premise that I walked away from that sermon with was, if Esau had not been so blinded by his appetite at the moment, we would be now, centuries later, saying we serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, and not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And in that moment of hunger and what he considered desperation, he forfeited his right to that narrative. He wrote himself out of the story that we tell centuries later. We serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And God has always used that narrative to touch me. I've always felt like he says to me that he is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Sharika. And so for him to use that as the example in that moment, and to say to me, yeah, you can go after this bowl of stew, but you don't know what God has for you. And is it worth it right now? Think about it. Is it worth it? Like, in this moment of what you consider desperation, in this moment of loneliness or sadness or whatever this feeling is it going to feel the same tomorrow? Are you going to be proud of the decision you make today? Is it going to write you out of the narrative? Do you trust that God has something better? Then I go to church yesterday, and my pastor's saying the same exact thing. God wants to give you so much more than you're asking for. Our expectations, our desires, the things we want are so low compared to what God wants to give us. And so it does suck right now. There are things I want that I don't have. Places I'm really, really sad. God is speaking, and he is present in that. And I can't discount that. I'm talking the God of the universe, who created everything, would take time to sit in my sadness with me. I mean, that's in itself amazing. If I never see any of the things I think I want or need, that in itself is a gift. It shows me I am loved and valued. And it makes it worth it. It makes it worth it. One more day walking with him. One more day doing it his way. Deciding whatever he thinks is right for me. And so I'm grateful for that. That is my everyday Christianity moment for the day. It doesn't always look miraculous or supernatural. It doesn't always give you chill bumps. It's an everyday walk with him. Everyday ups and downs, ins and outs. We don't know exactly what tomorrow is going to bring, but we know he'll be there, and he already knows, and he sees us, and he hears us, and that is what matters. So, thanks for listening. Have a great morning.